Hello children, a very warm welcome to all of you. Today we will start the second lecture of the chapter Forest. From grade 7, subject is Science, chapter number 17 Forest. The points that we will cover under the chapter will be modes of nutrition, microorganisms also known as decomposers, then we will have a look over the food chain and the food web. So let's start the topic for today. Fine children, starting with the first topic of the second lecture, we are having modes of nutrition. What do we understand by mode of nutrition children? Mode of nutrition means the channels with the help of which the animals are dependent on their intake of nutritions. Okay, like they are having different habits. Some of them are eating animals, some of them are eating plants, some of them are eating both. So depending upon this, we are differentiating the modes of nutrition among the organisms. Okay, let's see the very first three type. That is the main type of mode of nutrition: autotroph, heterotroph, saprotroph. What is autotroph children? Whenever the organism is not dependent upon any other organism for its life survival, for its intake of food. Okay, they are making their own food. Like we are having plants and the trees. They are making their own food in the leaves with the help of process photosynthesis. It is taking the help of nutrients and water from the soil. It is taking the help of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. It is taking the help of sunlight from the sun. Also, it is having a pigment called chlorophyll inside its leaves, and it makes its own food in the leaves. Okay. So, autotrophic mode of nutrition is that mode of nutrition where the organism is not dependent upon any other organism for its intake of nutrition. Second is heterotroph. What is heterotroph children? Whenever the organism is dependent upon any other animal or plants. Okay, like we are having tigers and deers. Okay, tiger is dependent upon other smaller organisms. It is they are hunting the smaller animals for their life survival. Deers eat the leaves, branches, flowers of the plant. Okay, so they are dependent upon the plants. Saprotrophic mode of nutrition is that mode of nutrition children under which the organism is dependent upon dead and decaying matter of living thing. That could be a plant or it could be an animal. Are you getting? We are having the example bacteria and protozoa. They act upon the dead matter. Okay, whenever you visit the forest, you will observe that if any fallen leaf, branches, twigs are there, or any dead animal is there, okay, then after some days you will observe that it get vanish. Why is it so? Because the saprotrophic organisms act upon that dead matter and convert it into simpler nutrients. Fine. And that simpler nutrients again get mixed up with the soil and taken up by the plants for the new germination. Are you getting? So, saprotrophic mode of nutrition are having the example of bacteria and protozoa, that is microorganisms. Okay. Then next, under heterotroph we are having three more mode of nutritions: herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous. What is herbivorous? Herbivorous are those animals which are eating only and only plants, trees. Are you getting? Deer, cow, sheep is the example. Carnivorous are those animals which are hunting other smaller animals like tiger, lion, eagle. They do not eat any plant or trees. Okay. Next we are having omnivorous. Omnivorous are those animals which eat both plant as well as animals like humans, bears, foxes, dogs, etc. There are many examples. So this is it for the topic. Starting with the second topic of the lecture, microorganisms, decomposers. Children, just before this topic we had seen the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Means the microorganisms are acting upon the dead and decaying matter. Okay. They are also known as decomposers. Children, why they are known as decomposers? Because they convert the dead matter of any living thing into simpler nutrients so that it get mixed up with the soil, and with the passage of time it is utilized by the plants for its next growth. Are you getting? So microorganisms and decomposers convert any dead matter into a dense and dark thing. What is that? That is called as humus. Okay. It is called humus. It is very dark and dense in nature. Okay. Whenever you will visit the forest, you will find if any lying dead animal, you will observe after some days the animal get vanished from that place. Why is it so, children? Because it is acted upon by the decomposers. Okay, that is the microorganisms. They act upon it and convert it into some dark color matter. You must have seen that. It is known as humus, and after some time that matter also get vanished up. Okay, so what is that happening? It is actually getting mixed up with the soil for its next usage. Okay. Moving on to the next topic, children, food chain. Now what do we understand by food chain, children? Please have a look at the definition first. The food chain is a linear sequence of organisms through which nutrients and energy pass as one organism eats another. What is written over here, children? That the organisms are dependent upon one another for its intake of nutrients depending upon the mode of nutrition they are having, right? So here we are observing what? There are many examples I had written. Trees are written by deer, deer are written by lions. Then the plant seeds are there which are written by hens, hens are written by the human beings. Flowers are there which are written by the bees like honey bee, which is written by the insect eating birds. So it is linear in nature. Are you observing this? It is linear. Okay. And mainly what is happening over here, the herbivorous animals are eaten by the carnivorous, carnivorous are eaten by the omnivorous. Okay. And this is how the cycle of the chain of nutrients is passing on from one organism to another organism. Okay. Fine, children, having a look at the next topic, that is food web. Here you are observing an interconnection between the food chains. Linear food chains I had drawn 3 food chains. First one is trees eaten by deer, eaten by lion. Second one is plant seeds eaten by hens, eaten by human being. Third I had drawn grasses eaten by grasshoppers, that is eaten by insect eating birds, that is eaten by hawk. Okay, so here what you will observe, that these chains are interconnected. How they are interconnected? Deers also eat the grasses. Hawk is a bird similar to eagle, also eat hens. Insect eating bird can also eat plant seeds. Similarly, lion can also eat the hen. So this is an interconnection. Okay, so this interconnection is known as web. And similarly, the total interconnection of food chain inside the nature in the forest is known as food web. Okay, it creates a web. You must have seen the spider web. What is happening over there? The chains are interconnected with each other. Okay, so similarly here the linear chain of food is interconnected and it is making a web. Okay. Hello children, coming back to the homework portion for today. We will going to have 6 questions for second lecture and you need to do it in your classwork and show it to me. Very first question is, what are decomposers? Name any 2 of them. What do they do in the forest? Children, you have to write about decomposers and their role in the forest. Second question, explain why there is no waste in a forest. Third question, microorganisms act upon the dead plants to produce dash. MCQ question it is. 4 options are given. Sand, mushroom, humus, weed. You have to write any one. Which of the following is not a forest product? Gum, plywood, sealing wax, kerosene. Any one answer you need to write. Fifth question, the insects, butterflies, honeybees and birds help flowering plants in dash. It's a fill in the blank. Question number 6, a forest is a purifier of dash and dash. Note it down in your notebook and kindly write the answers. Moving on to the next portion of the lecture, homework solutions. For the first lecture we need to see. Very first question was, explain how animals dwelling in the forest help it grow and regenerate. Children, there are many reasons with the help of which the animals help the forest to grow. Okay. Very first is, animals help in dispersal of seeds from one part of the forest to the other part. Whenever the animals dwell around, okay, what do? With the help of their feet, with the help of their fecus matter, they dwell, they spread, okay, they scatter the seeds in the large region of the forest. Second is, animals' excreta and their dead bodies, when decomposed into the soil, act as manure for the plants. Their excreta, that means their fecus matter as well as their dead portions, help as a manure, okay, for the plants. Microorganisms convert dead plants and leaves into humus, which is rich in nutrients. Humus in soil provide necessary minerals for plant growth. Children, microorganisms convert the dead and decaying plants matter, okay, and they convert it into what? Humus. That humus act as a nutrient for the regeneration of new plant. Fine. So this is the answer for the first question. Coming to the second question. Explain the role of forest in maintaining the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So here is the answer, children. Forests play important role in the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Forests work like a self-sustaining system. Okay. Whatever is produced in the forest is utilized by different components of the forest. Fine. There is no waste in the forest. Whatever is given out is also taken up by the different components. Okay. Animals during respiration take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Whereas plants at the same time take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. So these were the 2 questions that I had given up in the first lecture. Other 3 questions were very objective type. Fine. Like the third question was, list any 5 products that you get from the forest. Then you can write wood, timber, medicines, then wax, then you can write vegetables, fruits. These kind of products you can write in the answer. Then next question was a fill in the blank. That is, herbs form the dash layer in the forest. So that dash layer is the lowest layer, children. Answer is lowest layer. Last question was, the decaying leaves and animal droppings in the forest enrich the dash. they enrich the soil. Okay, they enrich the soil for the nutrients. Are you getting? So this was the answer portion for the first lecture. Thank you very much, children. Hope you have understood the second lecture. Thank you.